Namaskar, good evening. You're watching Breaking Ground and I'm Swati Joshi. Let's begin the broadcast with the top 5 developments that we are going to focus on here on this broadcast at 5 p.m. It's a chilling Pahalgam rerun in Mira Bhayandar of Maharashtra where guards were stabbed for not being able to recite the kalma. The accused ISIS links are also under the lens. Times Now has also accessed a video of the stabbing incident that Newsbreak lined up for you on this broadcast. We'll also talk about UP's encounter specialist, the Singham of UP. Cop Ajay Pal Sharma's deployment as an observer in West Bengal has sparked a bitter political war of words between the BJP and TMC. While the BJP says goons will be kept in check, the TMC says picture abhi baki hai. We'll also take you to Tamil Nadu where TVK chief Vijay heads to the temple in Thoothukudi in what many call an outreach to the Hindu community ahead of results. And the Aam Aadmi Party ups the ante against Delhi High Court judge after Kejriwal, it's Sisodia who penned a letter to the High Court judge and claims they've been left with no option but the Satyagrah. Then we'll also talk about what's happening in West Asia. Iran tells United States that there's no option left but to end the war before any talks on Hormuz can take place. But will US or Iran blink first? We put the focus on that as well. So let's begin the broadcast with a big story, the top story that we are tracking very, very closely. A grim reminder of the Pahalgam attack. 2 security guards in Maharashtra were stabbed because they couldn't read the kalma. The similarities are chilling, just like the innocent tourists in Pahalgam who were targeted for no other reason than their religion. In this attack, the Mira Bhayandar horror as well, the security guards were solely attacked because they could not recite the kalma. The radicalized attacker is 31-year-old Zeb Zubair Ansari, a US-educated man who returned to India a few years ago. Police say he approached the 2 security guards, Rajkumar Mishra and Subrato Sen, who were on duty at an under-construction site and asked them if they could read the kalma. One of the victims is in a critical condition. The injured guard said that the unknown person approached them at about 3 a.m. and asked where the mosque is. He then also asked him if he was a Hindu and left. In his complaint, the guard said that he returned again at around 4:30 and confirmed that he was a Hindu and then attacked him with a knife. He then also approached his supervisor, asking him to recite the kalma and then attacked him with a knife as well. So that's the sequence of events for you.
4:30 होते मैं अपना घर जा रहा था ऐसे तो लोग 2 वॉचमैन खड़े थे, आप एकदम डरे हुए थे तो मेरे को रुका है। फिर मैं डायरेक्ट वो जो वॉचमैन थे ना उनको पहले चौकी लेके गया।
कौन से किसको?
जो यहाँ बिल्डिंग के वॉचमैन थे।
सुब्रत सेन?
नहीं, सुब्रत सेन नहीं, मेरी बिल्डिंग के वॉचमैन।
अच्छा,
हाँ, उनको पहले वॉचमैन पुलिस चौकी लेके गया। फिर उनने पुलिस वालों को सब बताया। फिर बोले कि दूसरा लोग जा रहा सुब्रत सेन, वो अंदर ही छुपा हुआ था डर के मारे कैबिन में। फिर मैं वापस आया, उसको ढूंढा, उसका हाथ पर डर रहा था, आ रहा नहीं था बाहर। उसका हाथ पकड़ के मैं उसको लेके गया चौकी पहले। फिर चौकी में उसने सब बताया। फिर वो पुलिस वाले मेरे को बोले कि तेंबा हॉस्पिटल जाना पड़ेगा इसको लेके। मैं जाके पहुंचा के आया तेंबा हॉस्पिटल। उनको ज्यादा नहीं लगी, जो दूसरे थे ना मिश्रा जी करके, उनको ज्यादा लगी थी।
अच्छा, सुब्रत ने क्या बताया कि आपको?
सुब्रत ने वही बोला कि मिश्रा जी को ज्यादा लगी, चाकू से 3-4 चाकू मारा।
कहाँ पे?
पेट पे।
एक्चुअली वो खुद रेंट पे रह रहा था और हमारा यही ऑफिस है रियल एस्टेट का। तो मैं सिर्फ मैं अपनी क्लाइंट को उसका फ्लैट दिखाने गया था। तो 2 बार मेरे से बातचीत हुई थी उससे और बहुत अच्छे से बात कर रहा था। वो एक्चुअली लैपटॉप में लगा हुआ रहता था और वो एक्चुअली ट्यूशन वूशन करता था। तो बस उधर उसका लैपटॉप था और वो एक ही जन घर में रह रहा था। बस मैं फिर फ्लैट दिखाया और फिर मैं चले गया, शॉक में चले गया क्योंकि वो बंदा ऐसा लग रहा था किसी को हाथ से भी नहीं मार सकता, चाकू से क्या मारेगा।
And this chilling attack in Mira Bhayandar has been caught on camera, showing a brutal stabbing incident that has sent shockwaves across the country. The accused Zubair Ansari is seen targeting the guards in a violent assault, caught on camera. Now, even as desperate pleas for help are heard in the background, the disturbing visuals are now key evidence as the investigations intensify. On your screens is the CCTV video.
चाकू लेके मारा था, दिखाता हूँ मैं। चाकू लेके मारा था, दिखाता हूँ मैं।
We have Arunil joining us in the broadcast with more details. Arunil, who shot this video? One. Two, one can hear the watchman pleading for help. Koi mujhe bachao, koi mujhe bachao. That's what can be heard in the background.
Well, that is right. Basically, this video has been taken by somebody who this incident happened over here in this lane, Swati. This is the under construction building. This video has been taken from top of the building, maybe from this building or this one as well, because the incident happened rightly over here outside the under construction site. In fact, Subrata Sen in his statement has recited the entire sequence of events as well. Basically, how Ansari came at 3 p.m. over here. He asked him about his religion, asked him whether he was a Hindu. Later on, went to a tea shop, and then Subrata Sen also went to the same tea shop, saw Ansari over there. Again, Ansari came over here and asked him whether he can recite the kalma, whether they can recite the kalma, both security guards, whether they can pray namaz as well. They said, no, we don't do it. Whether they know the name of the nearby masjid, they said, no, we don't know the name, but we know where the masjid is. Then immediately he removed a knife and started brutally stabbing them. One security guard, Mr. Mishra, is seriously injured. He is recuperating at the nearby hospital. Whereas with Subrata Sen is concerned, he also has gave a statement to the local police, that is the Nayanagar police station, basically mentioning about the entire incident. And yes, it is in a way linked to the horrific Pahalgam attack as well, because there also the victims were asked about their religion, and just because they were Hindus and not Muslims, they were brutally and mercilessly shot over there. Here as well, Ansari, who stays in the neighboring building, we went to his residence as well, and in fact several radical elements have been recovered from his residence. Mobile phone has been seized, laptop has been seized, other digital appliances that he was using have also been seized, and it seems like the cops, the investigative agencies, basically the ATS, is probing the case, and they are confident, and in fact they have given out this information that Ansari was watching radicalized videos. He was watching videos.
That's what we're given to understand about him. US educated, someone who was influenced by the videos that he was watching online, radical content. Arunil, stay on with us. Let's once again play out the video.
चप्पू लेके मारा था, दिखाता हूँ मैं। चप्पू लेके मारा था, दिखाता हूँ मैं।
Let's go back to Arunil, who continues to be with us on the broadcast. We're also given to understand, Arunil, that his social media accounts, his mobile phone, basically the data is being scanned at the moment by the officials.
Well, that is right. Basically, his social media account, the content that he was basically seeing or watching at his residence, because we spoke to multiple people from his building as well. All of them, be it the secretary, off the record he spoke to me, and he also was saying that he never saw Ansari that much. He was at his residence itself, and there was a lady who used to basically visit his house. A lady in a burqa used to visit his house. In fact, when the ATS team also reached the residence also today morning, they have sealed the flat, and on the door also, if you look at Ansari's residence, there are several radical elements that is clearly visible. One note is pasted over there which clearly says that you recite these verses of Quran before entering my house. Without that you cannot enter my house. It is also mentioned that you recite something in Arabic. It is written, only if you recite that, then only you will be able to enter my house. Without that, entering my house will not be allowed. So this basically establishes the mindset of Ansari as well. First, he came to Subrata Sen and asked him whether he knew where the masjid was. Subrata Sen said that I know the masjid. Then he asked him whether he knows the name of the masjid. He said, I don't know the name of the masjid, and that is what seems to have infuriated.
He was confirming the religion of the victims before attacking them. Whether or not a lone wolf attack or a larger plot behind it remains to be seen. That, of course, will come out when the investigation continues. Arunil, for the moment, thank you very much for getting us the details. We'll keep coming back to you. Zubair fled the scene after the attack but was arrested by the police. But the incident also reveals a darker plot. While the police are probing a lone wolf angle, investigations have revealed Zubair was radicalized online after he watched propaganda videos. The ATS is now conducting a thorough investigation of the accused's mobile data, internet history, social media accounts, and call records. The probe has been transferred to the Maharashtra Anti-Terrorism Squad. The ATS is now trying to determine whether the accused carried out the attack alone or whether a larger network was involved. It is also investigating whether the attack was pre-planned. Initial investigations have revealed how Zubair lived a low-profile life. Zubair Ansari is a science graduate who lived in the United States for several years. After returning to India, he lived alone in Mira Road and taught chemistry online. According to sources, Zubair Ansari went to the US for education in the year 2000 and returned in 2019. Chief Minister of Maharashtra, Devendra Fadnavis, has confirmed that investigations have revealed that he targeted the guards solely for their religion.
सेल्फ रॅडिकलायझेशनचे प्रकरण आहे. त्यामुळे याला केवळ काहीतरी आपल्याला जिहाद करायचा आहे आणि जिहाद करायचा म्हणजे इतर धर्मियांना मारायचं आहे अशा पद्धतीच्या विचाराने पेटून त्यांनी हे कार्य केलेलं आहे. त्याला पकडलेलं आहे. आता ATS आणि NIAची मदत घेऊन या रॅडिकलायझेशनच्या पाठीमागे कोण कोण आहे हे देखील या ठिकाणी शोधण्यात येईल. याचं कुटुंब हे परदेशात आहे, ते अमेरिकेमध्ये आहे. हाही अनेक वर्ष परदेशात राहिलेला आहे. त्यानंतर इथे आल्यानंतर पहिल्यांदा कुर्ल्यामध्ये आणि त्याच्यानंतर नवानगरला तो राहायला आला. त्यामुळे आता याच्या पाठीमागे कोण कोण आहेत, याच्या लिंकमध्ये कोण कोण आहेत, अजून कोणी असे रॅडिकलाइज झाले आहेत का, या सगळ्या गोष्टी ज्या आहेत त्या आता तपासामध्ये पुढे येतील.
Now, this attack has once again reminded us of the horrors of the Pahalgam attack that took place last year, where the terrorists forced innocent tourists to recite the kalma before they were shot dead. Let's tell you about the similarities in the two incidents, what happened in Pahalgam and what we witnessed as far as the Mira Bhayandar horror is concerned. These are the similarities. In Pahalgam, the victims were asked to read kalma. In Mira Bhayandar as well, Zeb Zubair Ansari asked the victims to read kalma. Thereafter, in Pahalgam, those who refused were killed. In Mumbai, the guards were attacked for not knowing kalma. In Pahalgam, those who chanted kalma were spared. In Mumbai, as far as the Mira Bhayandar case is concerned, in Maharashtra, knife attack was carried out on the security guard. So that's the similarity as far as the Pahalgam and the Mumbai or the Mira Bhayandar attack is concerned. As far as the investigation is concerned, while the police confirmed that the guards were attacked because they couldn't read the kalma, the opposition claimed religion was unnecessarily being dragged into this.
अच्छा ऐसा है कि आतंकवादी आतंकवादी होता है, वो मुसलमान होने दो हिंदू होने दो, उसमें धर्म लाने की जरूरत नहीं. ऐसा है ये इस देश में पहला आतंकवादी कोई होगा तो गोडसे. वो मालेगांव में जो फसाद ये बमकांड हुआ उसमें साध्वी और पुरोहित जो मिलिट्री से रिटायर आदमी उसका नाम आया था. अभी कैसे ये सरकार ने उनको छोड़ा. सरकार का नजरिया जो है हिंदू अगर इस तरह से कुछ करता है तो उसके ऊपर नजरअंदाज करने की. सावरकर और गोलवलकर का देश नहीं है.
ये पूरी तरीके से सरकार की फेलोरिटी है, सरकार की नाकामी है. सरकार के रहते रहते तो सरकार का मैं समझता हूँ कि इंटेल उनका क्या करता है. जिस तरीके से पहलगाम की घटना घटी उसके बाद सरकार ने क्या सबक लिया. भाई जिस तरीके से इस तरह की घटना हो रही है, अगर ATS ने उसको कस्टडी में लिया है तो ऐसी नजीर पेश होनी चाहिए कि कोई हिंदू मुस्लिम ना हो. कोई इस तरह के देखिए अपराधियों की कोई जात नहीं होती, ना वो हिंदू होता है, ना मुस्लिम होता है, ना सिख होता है, ना ईसाई होता है. जहां जहां पे जिन राज्यों में भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार है, मैं समझता हूँ उन राज्यों में ज्यादा इस तरीके की घटनाएं घटित हो.
अब नया नगर जिहाद, राजकुमार मिश्रा और सुब्रतो सेन हिंदू है तो उन सुरक्षा कर्मी को जो आतंकवादी जिहादी ज़ैब जुबैर अंसारी कहता है कि कलमा पढ़ो अन्यथा हत्या करूंगा, उनके ऊपर चाकू से वार किया. ये इस प्रकार के जो आतंकवादी जिहादी मूवमेंट के द्वारा हिंदुओं में डर भीति फैलाने का प्रयास मालेगांव में होता है, सिल्लोड़ में होता है, मुंब्रा में होता है, मालवनी में होता है। अब नया नगर भी उसका एक केंद्र बन रहा है।
Now, moving on, we are just hours away from polling in West Bengal as the final phase of voting is set to get underway at 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. And ahead of elections, the Election Commission has rushed in a massive contingent of central forces to ensure a violence-free second phase of polling. The state has turned into a fortress ahead of the upcoming elections, and West Bengal has seen the highest deployment of central forces for any state assembly elections. Here's what we are talking about. Let's take a look at the deployment as far as West Bengal is concerned. These are the details that are coming to fore. Across Bengal, this is the deployment. 2.4 lakh CAPF personnel. Bengal turned into fortress for the assembly elections. For phase 1, there was a deployment of 2,407 companies of the CAPF. Now, for phase 2, which will take place tomorrow, the deployment of the CAPF is 2,321 companies deployed of the CAPF to ensure smooth elections, free and fair elections for phase 2, which will take place tomorrow. So interestingly, Uttar Pradesh's well-known encounter specialist Ajay Pal Sharma has also been deployed as an observer in West Bengal's South 24 Parganas to ensure law and order during the elections. And this has sparked a fresh political war of words between the BJP and the TMC. This exploded as the IPS showed up at the doorstep of TMC leader Jahangir Khan and issued an on-camera warning against any attempt to threaten voters. First up, let's take a look at the viral video that has sparked a massive controversy.
फिर उसकी खबर फिर अच्छे से लेंगे हम। ये जहांगीर के घर वाले भी खड़े हैं, उसको बता देना कायदे से। ये बार-बार जो खबरें आ रही हैं कि उसके लोग धमका रहे हैं, तो फिर अच्छे से खबर लेंगे। फिर बाद में रोना पछताना मत।
The BJP called him UP ka Singham, cracking down on TMC's goons. They say the era of intimidating voters is over. The TMC responded with releasing videos of Ajay Pal Sharma and asked whether this is the Paribartan they plan to introduce in the state of West Bengal.
If you think by doing these illegal activities that after 4th of May, you will go back to your state and you will be saved by your political masters, let me say this in no uncertain terms. We will find you. We will file an FIR against you. There will be a charge sheet filed against you. And we will drag you to the court of law where the strongest arm of the law will fall upon you.
So who is UP ka Singham? Who is Ajay Pal Sharma, whose deployment and that viral video has led to this massive political face-off in West Bengal just ahead of phase 2 polls? He's a 2011 batch IPS officer of the Uttar Pradesh cadre, currently additional CP in Prayagraj. He's also a qualified dental surgeon. Now, there are some allegations as well as far as the officer is concerned. He was accused in the 2020 cash for posting scam, but later exonerated. There's one other case. In 2019, a private criminal complaint was filed against him, and that case is ongoing. Now, amid the political storm over the UP encounter cop, TMC candidate in the eye of the storm, Jahangir Khan, has issued a warning in response. Making a filmy taunt, he says if Ajay Pal Sharma is Singham, then he is Pushpa.
একটা অজয় পাল শর্মা উনি একটা পুলিশ অবজারভার, ওনার কোনো এখতিয়ার নেই, ইলেকশন কমিশনের কোনো রুলস নেই যে উনি ডাইরেক্ট সশরীরে উপস্থিত থেকে ধমকানো চমকানোর। উনি নিজেকে বলছে আমি সিংহম, উনি যদি নিজেকে সিংহম মনে করে, আমরাও মনে করি নিজেকে পুষ্পা, ঝুঁকে গানি।
খেলাটা ওরা শুরু করেছে, কিন্তু শেষটা আমরা করব। তাই পিকচার আবি বাকি মেরা দোস্ত। একইভাবে বিজেপি দালাল সিআরপিকে কিভাবে জব্দ করতে হয়, কিভাবে টাইপ করতে হয়, সেটা ভালোভাবে জানে।
Let's now take a look at the encounter record of this officer, the encounter specialist of Uttar Pradesh. So far carried out 500 encounters, number of accused killed in those encounters 15, and this is the strike rate of the encounters that he's done, 136 in 22 months. That's the strike rate of Ajay Pal Sharma. Let me go across to Shiva, my colleague, who's getting us more details on that. The deployment of this officer, that particular video. In fact, it's only after that video which has gone viral that TMC took note of the deployment. And now, of course, there's a war of words happening.
Exactly, Swati. Now, the fact of the matter is that after this particular IPS officer went to this Falta constituency, around the residence and also the office of the Trinamool Congress candidate from here, Jahangir, and then he also issued a stern warning. In the video, it could be clearly seen that he was saying that the police officials, security officials are receiving the information that the supporters of the Trinamool Congress are basically trying to intimidate the voters. They are trying to disturb the peace in the area ahead of the election. And he's basically seen to, make a stern warning that if any such situation arises, they will take strict actions, and then the family members, then the supporters of the Trinamool Congress will regret. You have seen following this particular video making service, while Trinamool Congress has not made any, stance regarding why why Jahangir is basically threatening the entire CPF personnel. They are basically trying to, dig the history of this particular police officials. As we've rightly also explained to our viewers, yes, there have been certain cases in the past where his name was included. Some have been, quashed off. Some the investigation is still going on. But the fact of the matter is this particular police officials was deployed in, in different parts of the Uttar Pradesh as well. Critical parts like UP, Shamli, like, Jaunpur, Shamli, Noida, and then as you rightly mentioned, he's currently posted as the additional CP Law and Order in Prayagraj. He had a major role to play as he was the nodal officer in the Mahakumbh as well. So to manage the crowd, to manage the administration, to ensure smooth flow of communication happens. This is the basic reasons why the sources of the Election Commission has said that he was deployed here, because again it is a sensitive area. But Trinamool Congress looked this area as a high-profile seat for them because it is the fortress of Mamata Banerjee, and that is why they are basically saying that right now this particular deployment.
The war of words is only escalating. Shivam, thank you very much for getting us the details. We're moving on now, shifting our focus to the state of Tamil Nadu. Actor turned politician Vijay made headlines after his visit to the Tiruchendur Murugan temple in Thoothukudi soon after polling phase. After spending a few days in Chennai following polls, he flew to Madurai in a private flight late at night. Even at midnight, fans gathered at the airport to see the Jananayagan actor. Unlike his usual white shirt and pants, he wore a traditional veshti and shirt. Vijay has also turned heads following his debut in the Tamil Nadu polls, with many pollsters monitoring his progress very closely, as many believe his impact could be felt among the minority communities and the youth as well. Let's go across to Dharni, who's getting us more details. Why has this visit become the talk of the town?
The interesting question that is lingering in the minds of many is that, Vijay is on a temple run after the polls and not before the polls. If it is before the polls, then of course many political parties in Tamil Nadu, they would have called it, a photo op or optics. But now Vijay is having a temple run after the polls. And why did Vijay decide to have a temple run at various, places of worship after the polls is the bigger question that is lingering in the minds of many. And after his Tiruchendur visit today, we are given to understand through sources that tomorrow Vijay will be visiting the Shirdi Sai Baba temple in Maharashtra state. So he'll be flying in a private jet again around 10:30 a.m. from Chennai tomorrow, and he'll be having an elaborate darshan in the Shirdi Sai Baba temple in Maharashtra is what sources tell us. So after Tiruchendur today, Vijay is again going to visit a place of worship, and that is going to be the Shirdi Sai Baba temple tomorrow. And of course, talking about the other political prominent leaders from Tamil Nadu, Chief Minister M.K. Stalin, he is right now in Kodaikanal on a vacation, and Deputy Chief Minister Udayanidhi Stalin, he is in a foreign country at the moment on a vacation. So after polls, politicians, all prominent ones, they are resorting to vacations, and they are doing things that are close to their heart to bring inner peace. And sources close to Vijay's team tell us that Vijay prefers visiting a place of worship, as he believes that brings him inner peace and that brings him a sense of calm.
All
that
right,
is well, the results.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Dharni, for getting us the details. Let's see whose prayers are answered on the 4th of May when the results come out. For the moment, we're taking a very short break. Lot more lined up for you on the other side. Do stay on with us. Welcome back. After Arvind Kejriwal refused to appear before the Delhi High Court, citing a loss of faith in the proceedings, Manish Sisodia has now taken the same path. Both leaders have invoked Mahatma Gandhi's principle of Satyagraha, declaring that their conscience does not permit participation in the case. The flashpoint remains Justice Swarnakanta Sharma, who rejected recusal pleas and continued to hear the matter. Let's listen into what Arvind Kejriwal had to say.
मामला कोर्ट का है, अदालत का है। हम अदालत का बहुत सम्मान करते हैं। हम अपने देश की न्याय प्रणाली का बहुत सम्मान करते हैं, क्योंकि इसी न्याय प्रणाली ने, हमारी जुडिशरी ने हमें बेल दिलवाई, आरोप मुक्त किया। आज हम लोग अगर आज़ाद घूम रहे हैं तो हमारी न्याय प्रणाली की वजह से घूम रहे हैं, लेकिन कुछ ऐसे सर्कमस्टांसेस पैदा हुए हैं जिसकी वजह से हमें ये सत्याग्रह करना पड़ रहा है। और वो सभी हमने जज साहिबा को जो चिट्ठी लिखी है उस चिट्ठी में बयां कर दिए हैं, क्योंकि बेहद संवेदनशील मामला है। तो मैं अभी मीडिया में कुछ इस बारे में बोलना चाहता हूँ।
This stunning political-legal showdown unfolded in Delhi within 24 hours after Kejriwal took an unprecedented stand against the very judge set to hear his case in the Delhi High Court. After his request seeking the recusal of Justice Swarnakanta Sharma was not accepted, the AAP convener escalated the confrontation. Kejriwal openly boycotted proceedings, stating that neither he nor his lawyer will appear before the judge. Sisodia said his decision was guided by conscience and rooted in Gandhian principles, and says his continued participation is impossible. Now, this effectively meant that two of the biggest accused in the Delhi liquor policy case have now withdrawn from the same courtroom, turning an individual protest into a coordinated political stand. Here's what Manish Sisodia said in his letter. Let's break down the details. This is what he says. My conscience does not permit participation in proceedings. This he has done after Arvind Kejriwal, following his footsteps. He went on to say justice must not only be fair, but must also appear to be fair. Mr. Sisodia goes on to say, I find myself in agreement with Kejriwal's stand. This is about trust on which justice system stands. I have no option left but to follow Satyagrah. He then says decision limited to this case, it's not a general boycott. So Manish Sisodia saying it's not a general boycott, but he is following and he agrees with Mr. Kejriwal. That's why he is also choosing the path of Satyagrah. Both Kejriwal and Sisodia have pointed to specific concerns that triggered this confrontation with the Delhi High Court judge, Justice Swarnakanta Sharma. Let's break down the details of that as well. The reasons why all of this is happening, as cited by these leaders. Number one, attended 4 events of RSS. They're talking about the judge. We openly oppose their ideology. Number 2, March 9 order shock. Order made my heart sink. That's reason number 2 cited by them, by Kejriwal. Apprehensions after first hearing. So he is talking about how he lost faith. Number 3, conflict of interest. Son of the judge empaneled as Group A counsel, daughter empaneled as Group C counsel. So Mr. Arvind Kejriwal has cited these reasons. He says son and daughter represent center before Supreme Court. I don't agree with the ideology, and conflict of interest is also one of the reasons that he has decided to take this step. Let me go across to my colleague Kritika, who's getting us more details. First, Arvind Kejriwal, Kritika, now Manish Sisodia, both saying that we have decided to choose the path of Satyagrah. And Mr. Sisodia, by the way, also saying this is only limited to this particular case. It's not a general boycott from his side.
Right, Swati. In fact, both of them are stating that this is not against the judiciary in question, because they're saying that there are courts that are giving favorable orders as well. So it is not a question of them doubting the judiciary, but it is about having what they feel substantiated grounds for apprehension against getting a fair hearing in the court of Justice Swarnakanta Sharma. Now today also we're seeing that both Arvind Kejriwal as well as Manish Sisodia headed to, in fact, Rajghat. They went there, they paid their tribute to Mahatma Gandhi. Aam Aadmi Party social media page has been putting up posters of both of them at Rajghat with the backdrop of Mahatma Gandhi as well. So a lot of optics are involved in this as well. They've called this the Kejriwal ka Satyagrah campaign, if one may even term it as that. And the entire idea here is also to, in fact, distance themselves from the proceedings. Remember, from tomorrow itself, CBI will be arguing their case in front of Justice Sharma in the liquor policy case. From next week is when Arvind Kejriwal as well as Manish Sisodia and the others accused had to present their arguments too. Now that is being boycotted by both Arvind Kejriwal as well as Manish Sisodia. They're saying that this is in fact the only option that is currently left for them. They will also be ready to face any consequences that has to follow in terms of the kind of order that will be released. So of course we can also assume that they will be approaching the Supreme Court later as well. Over to you.
All right. Kritika, thank you very much for getting us the details. Now, the BJP accused Kejriwal and Mr. Manish Sisodia of attempting to pressure the judiciary and weaken institutions through public messaging. Congress also criticized AAP leadership, stating that governance and justice cannot function based on personal belief or selective participation.
इन लोगों का न्यायपालिका पर कोई भरोसा नहीं है। न्यायपालिका अपने एंगल से काम करती है, तभी न्यायपालिका का ढिंढोरा पीटते ही न्यायपालिका से न्याय मिल गया। ये इन्होंने जो लीकर पॉलिसी में जितना गबन करप्शन किया था, इनको दोबारा जेल जाना पड़ेगा। एक माननीय न्यायालय का अपमान करना, माननीय जज का, कि मेरा लॉयर भी नहीं जाएगा, मैं भी नहीं जाऊंगा, इसका मतलब आप भारत के संविधान को नहीं मानते और आपके खिलाफ तो कार्रवाई ज्यादा से ज्यादा होनी चाहिए कि मगर संविधान को नहीं मानने वाला व्यक्ति, उसके खिलाफ तो लीकर स्कैम से अलग कार्रवाई होनी चाहिए।
Day one, we call them urban Naxalites. They are proving that. If one judge is giving in favor, Satyamev Jayate is there. If other judge give you adverse something, so they are against those people. A lot of judges has gone on government functions. They go regularly. So why you're trying to say that government and judges are hand in gloves?
See, अरविंद केजरीवाल को अपनी अंतरात्मा से पूछना चाहिए। जब दिल्ली के लोग कोविड में मर रहे थे, उस समय अरविंद केजरीवाल शीशमहल में बैठकर लिकर पॉलिसी क्यों बना रहे थे? It is a very evident fact that the policy was changed. It is a very evident fact that Mr. Kejriwal allowed liquor shop to be open around Mandir, Masjid, Gurdwara. Do you think that is to be done by a political leader, Chief Minister of Delhi, and a person who only worked for the liquor policy and for the Sheeshmahal? We know what he's doing is only trying to pressurize the court to be sympathetic towards him, get some public sympathy, but that is not going to happen.
Moving on now, tensions continue in the Strait of Hormuz. A fragile ceasefire is holding, but there is no formal peace deal in sight. US-Iran conflict has now entered its second month. While the guns have largely fallen silent, diplomacy has yet to produce any breakthrough. After the first round of negotiations failed and a second round did not take place at all, Iran has now floated a new proposal to the United States. Tehran is calling for immediate reopening of the Strait of Hormuz and an end to the war right away. However, Iran says nuclear negotiations can be held later. Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi stated that the ceasefire talks in Islamabad collapsed due to excessive demands of the United States. Araghchi also slammed the Trump administration, claiming US has achieved none of its goals in the conflict with Iran. Meanwhile, Trump continues to hold firm on nuclear issues, signaling no softening of Washington's position. So the question now remains, who will blink first, Iran or United States?
They have achieved none of their goals. This is why they asked for negotiation. We are now considering it.
Let's take you through the details as far as the peace talks or the negotiations are concerned between both sides. Now, this is where they stand. Iran-US nuclear standoff. Talks ongoing for weeks. No breakthrough yet. Major differences remain, and nuclear issue being the key point here. This is what United States wants, and this is what Iran has rejected so far. US wants halt nuclear program for 20 years. Iran has rejected that, has called US demands overreaching. Let's take a look at the other pointers. US says give up 400 kg of enriched uranium. Iran rejects that, refuses full shutdown, seeks compromise. US says prevent potential weapon use. Iran's new proposal, 5-year suspension of uranium enrichment, and Iran is emphasizing that the Strait of Hormuz needs to be opened right away. As far as nuclear issue is concerned, it can be discussed later. So this is what US wants and what Iran has said. Now, US has rejected Iran's offer. Concerns remain unresolved, says US. Iran has proposed another idea, another formula. Iran says 5 years of low-grade civilian enrichment in labs. Iran goes on to say diluted its stockpile of existing uranium. So this is the new proposal coming in from Iran. Keeps 50% under international inspectors, transfer 50% of uranium stockpile to Russia. And US has rejected that. US says our concerns still remain. They have not been resolved. So that's where these countries stand in terms of peace talks. There's no official, formal peace deal at the moment. With that, we're slipping into a very short break. Lot more on the other side. Stay on with us.